I'm Billy.
I'm Eddie,
We are,
the trick-or-treaters.
and today we're finally filling your candy basket with
My collection video. My personal movie collection. I've been building this collection not quite 10 years. I didn't start building until after I graduated. I had to start out small because I wasn't really, my job was just seasonal at the time. But it was something I had every summer. I'd work because it was a summer one. Working with honeybees. Fun. But there's a reason they call it getting stung. Sorry about that. And now once I got an actual, what most consider would be a 9 to 5 job. I mean, mine's
you
a
got a
lot
good job,
less
yeah.
hours. But I was able to drastically increase my buy rate, my collecting rate. So when I first started out, some of the films I were on my to buy list from the beginning were the Universal Classic Horror Monsters. You can see in this, I don't know how well the camera is, but you can see here in the stack, I have DVDs of them. And those are the ones I originally bought.
Right.
But when I had the money and I decided to upgrade. But before I did, I actually dug into research. Having already owned them, I wanted to make sure I wasn't losing any of the special features. From what I've watched of this set, because I haven't watched them all yet, especially at least on the original films in each set, because each monster has their own case. There are some overlap with the monsters, but it's a great set. If this one has 31 films.
Oh, wow.
It says 30, but the Spanish version of Dracula is also in here, but it's listed as a bonus feature.
Okay.
And I had seen all of these except Spanish version of Dracula, which I still need to go on to watching. I've heard the Spanish version is, some people consider it superior to the American version with Bela Lugosi.
Ooh.
And the 1943 Phantom of the Opera.
Never seen a Lugosi film, and I want to.
Ooh, I've got some. But I was hoping to be able to find the Phantom of the Opera on DVD just to match the others, but I don't think it ever got a single release that I could find. So I'm like, okay, might as well upgrade to the Blu-ray. But you may notice as we go through this that I've got them in release orders. So we're starting with when the films were originally released. In this case, it goes February 14th, 1931. Dracula was released on Valentine's Day.
Oh, the perfect date.
Mhm.
Take your partner out to a horror film.
But I picked this up at Walmart. The mismatched cases throw some people for a loop. I wish they were all clear, but it's still nice. They still serve their function. They're still nice. It's a hard shell box like you get like with the Friday the 13th Scream Factory set.
What I like the most about this is the art on the side is similar, even though the top is a different color. I do like the way they have
and
it.
The beauty of it is the artwork on the sides
Uh-huh.
matches the front.
Ooh, so you got Dracula was the first film in the box set there. Now, is that your oldest film?
Oldest Blu-ray.
Oldest Blu-ray, okay.
My DVDs date back a little later, a little earlier.
So, have you watched all of these? You saw all but the Spanish version?
The films themselves, everything except the Spanish version of Dracula and the Phantom of the Opera that is in this box set. And I'm being specific about that because I have a couple more copies of Phantom that were released at different times. But I haven't gotten to sit down and watch the 43 Phantom yet. Because me and my mother, yes, hi, I know you're going to watch this at some point, are slowly working our way through this around Halloween.
That's something I want to watch for the channel. I think these
we
are channel
we can
worthy.
watch a couple of them, if not all of them. Not all of them connect, but this really was one of the first connected movie universes.
What do you think brought people to enjoy that series? Because they're old, but they're old horror, but I think they're fun.
Nowadays, I honestly can't say. I can give you my personal experience. My dad, born in the 60s, grew up on some of those watching them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't gotten physical releases at all until I think like the 90s.
Okay.
But he'd seen them on TV or theaters back then. Some of them would run older movies. They came out with the 75th anniversary editions of Dracula and Frankenstein. What me and Dad would later dub the brown box, because the box was brown and they kept releasing. But he bought Dracula and Frankenstein thinking that those would be his. Me and my brothers, we grew up Dracula, or we grew up Jason, Freddy, Chucky, the classic slashers from the 80s. So he's like, these will be mine. I'll get to sit down and relax after the kids go to bed. Well, he put Dracula on. Me and my brothers spread a blanket out on the living room floor, sat down, watched it. It got over with. Got any more? And that is also what sparked my huge love of film.
So this is what got you into film.
Dracula is where it all started.
Okay, so that was the starting point for Eddie getting into the film. So you're saying, I gotta have more of this.
And then we watched Frankenstein, and they started releasing them, and I sat down, and Dracula, and I'm glad they ported over all the special features from all the different versions into that box set. I had a documentary on it called Universal Horror. And it is a documentary on that era. Universal, not just that era, but it also stretches to like the 50s and all that.
Yeah.
But I realized I enjoy watching that. I sat down with Dad and watched these films, listening to the commentators, listening to these film historians talk about these movies and their impact on film. Granted, some of those, I mean, obviously 30s, 40s, 50s when those movies came out, that was considered scary.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, I'll sit down and watch those during, especially Frankenstein, during a thunderstorm.
Oh. We got it. We haven't done that yet. By the way, this has come full circle, guys. November, Del Toro, Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein in the new Frankenstein film. I just saw a trailer.
And I want to see because
Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac.
Not only is it Frankenstein, but judging by character names, and that's why I freaked out when you said Pretorius, when you were going through the actors list, they're focusing maybe on both Frankenstein and Bride, if not just Bride. Pretorius is a character from Bride of Frankenstein.
The trailer does show the monster.
Yeah.
It looks good. So this got you into film.
Yes.
Okay.
Classic Universe is what got Arsenic and Oblates.
What's this?
I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. I'll be honest. This was an accidental buy on my part. The B firm I work for asked me to. They asked me to order it, and I didn't pay attention when I placed the order, and I ended up getting the Blu-ray, not the DVD. So I real quick bought the DVD for the same price, sent it their way. Or sent it my way, and then I just took it down whenever I...
Criterion?
This is a Criterion release.
Oh.
But I haven't actually gotten around to watching this, but this was, like I said, an accidental buy on my part, because I fixed my issue, bought them the DVD. And I kept the Blu-ray for myself.
We need to watch that together.
Oh, yeah.
What is it about? Can you tell me what it's about?
It's based off a stage play, meaning of the madcap and the macabre on Halloween newly married drama critic Mortimer Brewster, played by Cary Grant, cutting loose in a hilarious hair performance return into comedy.
Oh, we gotta watch it.
And you gotta remember, what's the year on this?
You had me at Halloween stuff.
1944. So you got to realize comedy was different then.
Oh yeah.
Even going back to Chaplin and that, comedy has evolved. But slapstick comedy always has a place. I don't exactly know what kind of comedy this is going to be,
Hmm.
but it's Halloween and it's comedy, so it was right up my alley.
We need more days where we just have a full day to watch movies. So that's something we'll have to start doing. What do you have? Oh, that's a nice box set.
Scream Factory, The Fly.
Oh, I've heard about The Fly, but can you
Now,
explain? Like the original, I've heard about, but
now
can you
you guys may
explain?
notice that as we go through my collection, series, even if they're in individual cases, are all together based on the original film release. This one is with the 50s because when the original one was made. The original Fly, starring Vincent Price, wonderful film. Now, these were made in the 80s. First one's got Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, nice.
And it's a bit, the special effects are a bit better, I'll admit that, but that's to be expected. But they are wonderful films. J-Card, yes, I try to keep those if I can.
I don't blame you.
But these classic films like this
Someone did. Okay, there it goes.
are what got me into film. It's this time frame that I really enjoy. Yes, newer stuff that you've shown me is wonderful, but I really enjoy some of this older stuff, as you can tell by my collection.
I can tell because the old days like that, you had to be able to act. Special effects didn't overtake the acting like it does in some modern films.
Exactly.
So back then it was same with music. It was you had to be able to act, you had to be able to sing. The special effects enhanced the performance. It didn't overtake the performance. That's what I like about old films like that.
Exactly.
So the Fly collection, have you watched all those?
Yes, because I believe this set is now out of print.
Probably, yeah.
But when I realized it was going out of print, I ordered a copy last year because I picked mine up at Walmart. But I ordered a copy and sent it to Missouri. And I was on the phone with my mother at the time. She had no idea what I was doing. I just went, Merry Christmas, and sent her own copy. And when she got it, we watched them all.
I've always been curious about at least the original one, but are they fun and cheesy?
They're enjoyable, yes.
Yeah.
The first one is in black and white.
He's introduced me to a lot of 80s films, and I show him a lot of newer stuff. So between the two of us, we kind of cover a bunch of eras, which I like. Oh, I love
Mothra.
that. I need to see that. That looks great. I love that art on that cover. What year?
61.
I love that cover.
1961.
That art is incredible. This is when they were doing the monsters, right?
Mill Creek Entertainment was the one responsible for this release. And I'm not going to specify that about all of them, but certain ones, the release, the people that handle the release, do it with such care. Especially something like this, which I need to get more of kaiju movies or giant monster.
Love kaiju.
But this was a Christmas gift.
Oh.
I've actually got 2 copies of this, and I'm not. The second one is not in that pile because it's staying with me. Because my aunt was gonna buy a copy of it for her son, whose favorite of the giant monsters is Mothra. But there were 2 copies at Walmart on the shelf. I grabbed 2, looked at her, and she went, "You want one?" So I'm like, "Yes, it's Mothra."
Is Mothra your favorite?
No,
Who is?
Mechagodzilla.
Mine's Kong.
Kong's cool. But in addition to the American version, it also has the Japanese version.
Oh, man, that's awesome. That is a beautiful steelbook.
It is. It's a steelbook, and I love the artwork on the sleeve.
And see, these are perfect. I wish every steelbook came with these to prevent scratching. I love it because steelbooks are very easy to scratch.
Granted, the monster does look really cheesy, but it's the 60s, so it's fun.
I love it.
But the one I want to get, and I'm hoping we get a really good release because I've tried to find older releases and I've not had much luck, is Gojira.
We're eventually going to be doing a V-Stock run sometime, and we will be updating what we get on this channel. So stay tuned for that.
The original, I want to find a copy of the original Japanese Godzilla.
I've always heard good things about this.
2001: A Space Odyssey. This is one of those ones I had the money. It was at Walmart. I bought it. Lots of people find this movie boring. I imagine there's going to be quite a few people in the comment section that say the same thing. I'll admit, when I first watched this, I sort of felt dozed off watching it. I was wore out from school and tired, and so it can be boring. But you sit through it, and it's actually a nice little movie. There is a book.
I'm looking 148 minutes, so it is 2 hours and 28 minutes. So yeah, it could be a little bit long. Now we have movies that are 3 hours plus easily, but back then
It's
this
not
would
that
have
it was
been
long, it's just when you're wore out from either working or school, something like that is guaranteed to make you take a nap.
How's the pacing on it? Is it kind of slow at first?
It is a bit of a slow one, yes. But this is the movie with the whole open the pod bay doors, Hal. Which is where I got the nickname for the Xbox that is in my bedroom. The one that I have out here in my living room is named Sal, which is from the sequel.
Okay. And as you're going to, I like whenever you tell us it's like a personal favorite.
I picked this up
I was with you, right?
at Best Buy.
Was that they were having the sale where they were about to get rid of all their movies?
Yeah, me and Billy made a Best Buy stop because they were getting rid of films.
Yeah, because we had found out that this was going to be the end of the run, and they said we still have a decent amount left, and they did, but they were cheap.
Yeah. Now, I would love to find another copy of this. But all that is on here besides the movie, and I say all, but it's 4 audio commentaries.
Oh, wow.
And that's quite a bit when you consider the amount of space on a Blu-ray disc that takes up.
How many discs?
1.
And they had room for 4 commentaries? That's impressive.
Blu-ray discs the storage capacity is nice. But
I love that steelbook art. Look at that cover, guys.
This is a different steelbook than what I grew up with. My dad had a different steelbook that was a 2-disc DVD.
Let's try to zoom in on that art. Look at that. Look at that art. That is incredible. You got Leatherface there holding the chainsaw.
Now, this was often called one of the bloodiest films ever.
For that time, right?
That's what people thought. Sit down and watch the movie. There's barely any blood in it.
That's okay.
It's all off screen.
Ah.
Which is something the Universals did great. It's not always what you see, it's what you don't see. And if you guys know of any movies like that where it's scarier with what you don't see, leave it in the comment section. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know because we like to watch that stuff. We will buy stuff if it's on sale, especially. We'll blind buy stuff. We don't like it, we give it to somebody else who will enjoy it.
The Omen.
Oh, I've never seen any of those.
I have seen the first 2. I haven't gotten around to watching the last 2 sequels, and I've seen the remake on TV.
Do you think that's channel worthy?
At least the first one, yes.
Yeah. Love that art, by the way.
Once again, this is another Scream Factory box set.
They do great box sets.
That's what I was about to get at. Is the reason I'm specifying these is these box sets are hard shelled. They take care with the individual releases. You're not just getting a bare bones, just the movie. You got some goodies. And another channel like that Planet CHH I mentioned to you.
Yes.
He even said one of the things. Brand loyalty. Don't always stick with one company. For your.
I use Orbit. I've used Shout. I think I've used Shout Factory before.
You've used Arrow. That's what I mean.
Arrow. Yeah. I look around.
Exactly. But these are such good releases, and I didn't even know they had done this. I just saw it at Walmart.
That might be my favorite art I've ever seen on a box set. Just the birds there.
Oh, the artwork is gorgeous.
It is.
With Damien.
I love it. I need to see it. I've always heard about these, but I've never watched them. I want to watch the original at least.
Definitely psychological.
Oh, right up my alley. I like different kinds of horror.
If you're unaware what The Omen is, it's the Antichrist.
That's going to be really entertaining. Imagine watching it on the big screen. Did you get to see any of those in theaters?
Unfortunately, no.
So if they come out with more, you probably would. Or if they do we have a theater near us you haven't been to. I need to take you there called Alamo Draft House.
I've heard of those.
You get dinner with your meal. They do anniversary. They did Monty
Oh.
Python and the Holy Grail at one point, but they do
That's somewhere on these
re-releases
shelves.
of if they did a re-release of this, would you want to go to the movie? In
Oh, I would
theaters?
love to get sit and watch The Omen on the screen, big screen.
Okay.
Release date for this, and I'm mentioning this because it's sort of funny. June 6th, 76. Or 6676.
Oh,
They did the same thing when they remade it in 2006.
They did 6-6.
June 6th, 06.
Oh, those
The
evil people.
release people knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Achievement unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Just that art alone makes me. If I saw that in a store, even if I didn't know what it was, I would probably buy
the
it.
way the title is, and I've noticed this with a few. You know how Walmart you sometimes don't always see the title.
Yes.
But I saw the artwork and it caught my eye. I'm like, wait a minute, that looks vaguely. And I'm like, mine, because I saw the Omen 5 disc box. I'm like, it's all of them, mine.
Yep.
Well, it was all of them.
Until
The first Omen, which I have not gotten around to watching, but it's a prequel to the original.
Oh, we can watch that. Well, we probably will start with that, right? And then go through
timeline-wise, yes.
Okay.
But for someone who's never seen the original film, I want to show you that before.
Watch the original, then the prequel? Gotcha. When did that come out, by the way?
A few years ago.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I made another one. I think I might have seen a trailer for it back in the day. The last couple of years, we've been actually going to more films in theaters.
But this is one of those I bought too. That's a habit of mine with movies. Is I like to complete my sets.
Me too. Even if they're bad, I still like to get the whole series.
Exactly.
Not a big fan of Rise of the Lycans, but it's okay.
I
know. I bought it just to
I've got all
finish
those
the series.
But yeah, they're great. I mean, the Omens, at least the first two, I love. I haven't gotten around to watching the others. The remake is pretty much a shot-for-shot remake. I hate it when they do that, to be honest. When they just remake it shot for shot. No, make it your own.
Yes.
But I haven't gotten around to watching this. When I do, we may do a video.
Cool. Let's do it. We can do the original and this one. I'm
gonna at least share my thoughts with you, even if we don't do a video.
We could do. By the way, guys, if we ever tell you we're gonna do something, never listen to us, because the only thing we actually are gonna guarantee you is we are gonna be having a party, which we will be posting that, and some Wednesday season 2.
Okay.
When that comes out, we will be doing that. Oh, the Holy Grail.
My most recent acquisition.
I love it.
This box set is now out of print for 10 years now.
Oh my gosh.
It cost me quite a bit to get, and that's why it cost me so much. Because they no longer made this box set. But I picked this up on Amazon. I mean, obviously you're gonna get shelfware, but the artwork is gorgeous.
Not much wear on that set.
No, so whoever had this before me, whether they bought it just to resell it, or they actually bought it to watch them
and then sold it.
Cared for this set.
Yes.
I posted it to the Facebook group. We're part of the collecting group, and they told me I paid too much for it. But compared to some of the eBay listings for significantly less, the damage is on those other boxes. I mean, the wear and tear, you could tell they'd been pulled across the...
And let me just say, they did a beautiful job matching black tops.
Yes.
The art for each film, that iconic image from the original Halloween is just incredible. I love the art.
No, I know you have Season of the Witch.
I have seen that's the only one I have.
Just a normal Blu-ray?
Just a Blu-ray. It was like a collector's edition, I think. But I need to watch the rest of them and get the rest of them.
What the draw of this box set was for me is it has a book.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the J card. That's another thing that surprised me when I got this in the mail. It included the paper slip
and a lot of people throw those away or they keep them whenever they resell.
It has a book.
But the fact that it still has the book is incredible. I love the art on that book.
Oh yeah. And then included in the...
Have you watched all of them? Like in this set?
At some point in another, I have seen
We've got to watch these for the channel.
They put it in this case rather than give it its own case. But there is a bonus disc exclusive to this set.
Oh wow.
Now you mentioned to me the 4K individual releases
Yeah,
earlier. Whether the special features on that disc got ported over or not,
I have no
but
idea.
certain things drew me to the set.
Well, the art's
Included
great.
on the bonus disc is the television version of Halloween 1. The television version of Halloween 2 is here. There are 2 movie discs of Halloween 1 because they have different special features. Probably part of the deal they made to release this box set.
It's great.
Because you guys are familiar with different movie companies getting the rights to sequels and all that.
Mhm.
This one is spaced out between like 3 or 4 different release companies. So for them to get the rights to do this and include all the films, it took some negotiating more than
Oh, I bet.
And I did not actually find out about this box set until it had already gone out of print. So I was extremely lucky to get one in this condition.
The only one I've seen them as a kid, some of them, but the one I remember the most was Season of the Witch, and I'll share my story when I do my collection video. But Season of the Witch is amazing to me, even though it was hated when it first came out.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of movies like that they hated on because they don't stick to the formula, and then it's like.
And there's a whole story behind why they did Season of the Witch that we'll get into at some point.
But yeah, wonderful box set. I physically inspected the discs when I got this. I haven't actually sat down and watched them all yet.
We'll watch them in the dark. That's how we are when we watch horror films. We turn out the
But
lights.
physically, the discs all look good. They're all the condition.
That's
of the disc.
incredible. Yeah. And I love the set because buying them individually takes time, and you can never guarantee that you're going to be able to find them all at one place.
Next payday, I will be completing my Halloween set with the Blumhouse trilogy.
Yep, I've seen Ends.
I have seen all those.
Okay, I've only seen Ends.
Last Halloween, me and my mother. Yeah, I know I mention Mom a lot, but she's the one I watch my movies with because, yes, she lives down in Missouri. But because of our work schedules, we're both up like till about 2 in the morning, if not later.
Yeah, they're late. They're night owls. I used to be, but not as much. More on my off days.
And last Halloween we watched the original. And we watched the Blumhouse trilogy I borrowed from my little brother. Because he had the scaled down version of this. They released a 10 disc, this one's 15, version of that. The 10 disc, you could go to Walmart and pick it up. I actually saw it back in like 2014, 2015.
Gotcha. All right.
But at the time I was more focused on Jason, Freddy, Chucky. Michael was lower on the list.
Sure.
Yes, I have a list of when to get what slashers. Michael was lower on the list for the complete set anyway.
Makes sense.
But the 10 disc is just the movie disc. It doesn't have all the extra stuff. But if that's all you want is the movies, you can pick that up fairly cheap nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's out of print, so you may pay a little bit more, but nowhere near what I paid for that.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, yeah, buddy. I still need to get this one. I don't know why I didn't buy that when it first came out. Still need to get this.
The Alien movies. Wonderful set. I had this actually down at my mom's. I believe it was a Christmas gift. And I went down after I got my own place and got moved out of Dad's and all that to gather up my movies and that I had down there. And it was one of those that had just mysteriously disappeared. I don't know if someone got into my mom's place and snagged it, or
could have.
One of my brothers grabbed it, or it got misplaced, or what. But it was one that went poof, and quite a few of movies down there went poof, so we honestly don't know what's going on. Of course, my mom's also having trouble with her Blu-ray at the moment, so it could be paranormal in nature. The thing does not want to turn off. Ooh. It does not want to turn off, so she'll turn it off, and it'll turn back on. She keeps threatening to send it.
All these horror films they're watching, they've finally taken over.
But this is a 6-disc Blu-ray set, and amazingly, this is an older release set, an older box set.
They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't.
I love these. I love just the style.
The presentation-wise, yes, the book is
the biggest
great.
complaint I have is when they do the pages with 2 discs that overlap.
I've never seen the ones where they overlap.
Where they have like 2 discs like by each other, they're like on top, where it's like slightly touching the disc under it, or it's hovering over. Like these are fine, I'm talking about the sets where they put like a disc and then a disc below it where they're like almost touching each other. I don't like because they
Yeah.
scratch easier,
But,
they can lose.
the presentation-wise, this book is amazing. It's
Amazing art.
It's one disc per movie,
That's what I like.
and then now you can get the movie discs in several different sets.
Sure.
The draw of this particular set and why I wanted it is the 2 bonus discs.
Oh wow.
Now, before I had this,
Look at that hollow on the back. That's amazing,
before
guys.
I had this particular one, I had them on DVD. 9 discs, 9 DVDs compared to the same thing. I mean, everything's ported over onto 6. So yes, if you're like me and I don't have a lot of room to work with bookcases, I'm running out of space.
I need to get another one myself.
I know, I'm running out of space to put another one.
Me too.
Blu-ray, especially these boxes like this, is the way to go. Whichever one is going to save space, if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, I like how this doesn't it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's actually it's condensed. The way this it's like a book. Look at that. You have 6 movies plus bonus disc in that small of space. The way they do that's perfect.
And then each movie actually has 2 versions.
Really?
And this was the same on the DVDs. They have the theatrical version, and then all 4 of them got a special edition.
Okay, I like that a lot. I love that artwork. I need to get I need to start getting these because I like this series.
These 2 particular films, I'm doing these together.
I saw that in theaters.
Prometheus and Covenant, people dig on them and that, but they are entertaining films.
I thought Prometheus was okay. But I had nothing else to compare it to. That was my first one to watch.
You've never seen the Aliens?
No. Not except for Prometheus and Alien Romulus. Those are the only 2 I've ever seen.
I've not gotten around to watching Romulus. Once again, that was one of those I bought.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I bought to complete the set.
This and Prey. That's a great movie. Romulus, just the art, dude.
Well, we've talked about doing a massive Predator Alien watch.
I think we'll do that sometime for the channel.
But Romulus, once again, was one of those that I bought to complete the set. But these 2, I definitely need to give them a rewatch because I haven't seen them since they came out, really. Well, Covenant, I have only seen like once when it came out. Prometheus, I watched now and then. But I haven't watched them in a number of years.
I remember at least Prometheus, even though the story wasn't my favorite, they had great actors, so that made up for it. Oh, Romulus, you have Romulus. Show the art at least. That's amazing.
Like I said, I haven't gotten around to watching this. It's actually a...
I saw it in theaters. It's amazing. I think you'll like it. I've heard it's as good.
It is a sequel to Alien.
I've heard
but a prequel to Alien.
It's one of the better films, according to a lot of people. It's really good. I like it.
This takes place between...
I don't know why I didn't buy that because I saw it in stores.
This takes place between the first 2 Alien movies.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I want to sit down and rewatch at least those 2 before I watch this.
I think we should just watch the whole series together.
Agreed.
Snow day. Just start early when it's snowy. Just sitting here.
Yeah, the issue
with some hot chocolate.
It's too snowy getting you over here.
Camp out. Take her slow.
But whenever they do movies like this, and even with Prometheus and Covenant, because of timeline when they were released, they're gonna make nods in that to the other films. So I want to rewatch them and see how many nods in that I can
see. If I wouldn't have seen some of these and I went aboard the Aliens, I would say I want a face hug too. No, it's a chest burster.
The Fog.
I haven't seen that one. I want to.
This was a pickup at V-Stock.
Was I with you when you got that? Was that one of the ones when we were there together? Or was that the one where you went with your mom? And your brother?
Remember. I don't remember.
That might have been, because we went to the smaller one. I think that might have been with you and with your mom.
Yeah, because I did a run with him, and then I also did a run with my roommate, my mom, and my little brother.
They got the runs.
Haha. But the Fog.
What year was that one? Do you remember? It doesn't really matter that much, but
the 80s.
80s. It's Carpenter.
John Carpenter, Adrian Barbeau.
One of my favorites.
Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis. The amount of horror icons that are in this movie.
Have you watched it?
Not this particular copy.
But you've watched it before, the movie.
Oh, endless
Can you
times.
tell me what? Can you tell us what's about?
Ghost Story.
Oh,
Yeah, it opens up on a campfire. This old man is telling a campfire story that took place 100 years ago about the founding of their little village town. And this ship crashes on the rocks, fooled by a campfire rather than the lighthouse. And 100 years later, the ghosts come back.
ooh, that sounds fun.
I'm not going to spoil everything.
We
but
just
I
need
do
more
know.
time. That's the thing, guys. With our schedules, we don't get a lot of time to do this.
That is
Like,
the entire top shelf. There is some gap because of the way I do my
yeah, yeah.
films.
So yeah, that's the top shelf. Now we're gonna go to shelf number 2.
Now, you're probably
two.
wondering why I didn't at least put some from the second shelf. I couldn't.
They're all together, aren't they?
Wait, maybe I could have. I could have moved I could move these up. Escape from New York, Escape from LA, but I wanted to make sure I leave a little.
2 that I need to watch because I
Hold
like
up.
Carpenter. I've started
Hold
getting
up.
into
Let me
Carpenter stuff more. So
I may have gotten these switched when I. Yeah, these should go. When I put the Halloween box set on, they got flipped.
oh, okay. I have not seen either one of those. I've heard they're iconic.
Oh, they are wonderful films, especially New York. But this is the reason why I couldn't.
Oh, dude.
Yes, I like my box sets, especially when they come with every previous release bonus feature.
You watch all the bonus features?
That's what. Otherwise, I would just get the bare bonus.
Right,
set.
right.
But this is a nice set. When this was first released, though, there was issues with a few of the discs. They handled it, did a replacement disc thing, but now you go. This is still in print, so you can go and buy this collection.
Where can you get it at? That Shout Factory?
Shout Factory, Amazon. You can probably buy it on Walmart.com.
I love it. It's a great set. It's another one of those hardback sets.
And the artwork.
By the way, when I was in Salem, they had a guy dressed as Jason, and he was holding Freddy's head.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah. So what can you have you watched all these, first of all?
Oh, yes.
Is it one of your favorite horror series? Is it up there for you?
Yes. Especially the first one, obviously.
And I haven't really watched many of them, so this is one I need to get into.
The first
as well.
one, obviously, and then also, as much hate as it gets, I love Jason X. The whole point of Jason in space is awesome.
That sounds interesting. I'd watch it.
But once again, it comes with a book and 2 bonus discs. So they had to negotiate with 2 different release companies for this set. As with Halloween, there were multiple release companies. 1 through 8, or as one of the other box sets called it, they released quite a number of years ago. From Crystal Lake to Manhattan, the first 8.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 8th film, the last film that Paramount did, was Jason Takes Manhattan. Or as us fans like to joke, Jason on a boat, because only like the last 10, 15 minutes take place in Manhattan.
Gotcha.
But after that, New Line got the rights.
Okay. Because I knew they were having rights issues for years for different things.
And that's why at the end of the 9th film, Jason Goes to Hell, you have the shot of Freddy's glove grabbing Jason's hockey mask.
Mm.
They were working on a Freddy vs. Jason film since the 90s.
Wow.
Now, fun fact, that arm you see reach up and grab Jason's hockey mask is Kane Hodder.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, that's the actor that plays Jason.
That's a great set right there.
This is a wonderful set.
Those
And
sets like that are perfect.
I know
them.
I just didn't. You don't want to stick with one set, but it's hard to go wrong with Shout Factory. I imagine Arrows. I can't have like one Arrow release. But you can probably tell me. I know you've got.
I've got some individual titles from Arrow, but I don't really own a lot of box sets. So except for season stuff, with movies, I typically go with just like singles unless I can find a box set. But I need to start getting it. Okay, go ahead.
Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Once again, LA still a good movie, but it's like getting them both. New York, wonderful film. This particular transfer is wonderful. Yes, I've watched it. My mother, she said either she didn't remember seeing it or had never seen this.
We need to watch it.
We sat down and watched it. Oh, she loved it. It's Kurt Russell.
Carpenter's great. Yeah, and Russell's
Kurt
great.
Russell and John Carpenter.
They go together like ham and cheese.
They did 5 films together. I have 4 of them.
Which one are you missing?
Elvis.
I didn't know. Okay.
Kurt Russell plays Elvis.
Interesting.
But these, once again, all-star cast. John Carpenter working with Adrienne Barbeau again. And I love these films. I grew up with these films. These are a couple of ones that I grew up with. I grew up with a lot of John Carpenter, Wes Craven, because that's what my dad enjoyed.
There's the 3 C's: Craven, Carpenter, and Cronenberg. Cronenberg, yeah, those 3.
And he's the one that did the Fly remakes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I've actually got all 3 of the C's because I've got some Craven too.
Awesome.
But yeah, great cast, great movies, these particular releases, and yes.
How far apart were those 2 films? Was there a big gap between them, or were they pretty close together?
I honestly don't remember.
I know
I've
they
got
were
them listed as
80s, but
I think LA there was a couple year gap at least.
okay, good. Because a lot of times they rush those, and there's only a year, and you can tell it. But if they do like 2 years, then usually they have more time to flesh out the story and make a better film.
What is wonderful, and I, the same is true with Friday the 13th box set. Hold that.
Yeah.
Because these are Scream Factory releases. There's a lot of Scream Factory stuff, and it's another reason I love them. Reversible artwork.
I love when they do that.
That is the original poster.
And which one do you have? What's the other one?
I just got the one that came with it first.
That's amazing. I like when they do that. I have a few of those as well, and I like we grew up in an era where video games and movies came with booklets, and then they also sometimes the more they've added some of these
And
alternative
it
art.
does have a bonus disc.
Ooh.
There's a scene in the movie. The whole police, New York this takes place at the future, 1997. New York gets turned into a prison. The island of Manhattan is a prison.
Okay. I like that concept.
Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell's character, gets sent in for robbing the National Reserve. There's a deleted scene that you get to see the robbery.
So they don't in the movie they don't show the full
No.
robbery, but in the deleted scene they do.
It is in the deleted scenes, yes.
Awesome. Did it just throw off the pacing probably in their eye?
Maybe that's why, yes. But for us, those of us that enjoy it, yes. That is the classic.
I love the
cover.
eye patch.
That is what they put on the DVD artwork, and then
there's the ensemble on the other
Mhm.
side. Okay, I like that too.
let me actually switch that so it lines up better with. Well, actually, no, I got best of both worlds because the ensemble's on the slipcover.
Yeah, so then you get to show off both. I like that Blu-ray a lot, and Blu-rays, guys, are a good, to me, best of both worlds because sometimes the 4K transfers aren't the best. So if you get Blu-ray, to me, picture quality there is very consistent, and the audio quality is usually very good.
Yeah, even all of
That's
it.
what I like about Blu-ray, because sometimes 4K it almost looks fake. It looks weird with the way that transfers. It's not always the best transfer. Blu-rays typically are better. Okay, what do you got?
Conan, the Barbarian and the Destroyer. It's a 2-pack.
The Complete Quest. I have not watched those.
Fantasy. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a barbarian.
I'll be back.
Before that.
Before he'll be back, I'm coming.
This is before Terminator. At least the first one was, if I'm remembering my release years. And judging by I have them on my shelf, yes, this was before Terminator.
By the way, they asked Schwarzenegger what his favorite musician was. He says, "It'll be Bach."
And there's a meme, it's like doing a thing, and it's like, I'll be Mozart.
I love this sword, by the way it shines on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
That's incredible.
That
Did you grow up with this one? When did this come out?
80s.
80s. So you probably...
So yes, these were ones my dad got, and I grew up with them. The first one, I believe, if I'm remembering them right, because it's been a few years. The bad guy is James Earl Jones.
He's incredible. I love James Earl Jones.
Then, a lot of you may know him for his voice work as Vader and Mufasa.
And Field of Dreams. I love him in Field
Well,
of Dreams.
I was saying voice work, but
Oh, yeah.
when he's physically on screen, Hunt for Red October, Field of Dreams, The Sandlot,
Yes.
he gives a great performance.
Always.
Same with this.
I love it.
These are great.
I need to watch them. Those look
There's
fun.
another one of these that I need to get. It's not Conan.
Are they fun and cheesy?
They're enjoyable. There's a movie called Red Sonja, which is the same. I'm trying to think of the word. They're obviously different universes, so they don't connect.
Yeah.
But it's the same type of movie.
Okay. See, when I ask you if they're cheesy, by today's standards, a lot of these older films are cheesy, but that's the kind of
Not
stuff I
that
like.
cheesy, but they're enjoyable, especially if you enjoy your fantasy.
Yeah. Okay, I look forward to getting to those. The escape ones we have
Now
to watch.
you want cheesy.
Oh.
The first one's not that cheesy. The first one's a straight
I've
up.
seen this one.
The first one is a straight up horror film.
I need to watch them. I've never seen those. None of them. I've never seen any of the Evil Dead. I know isn't there Evil Dead versus Ash, and there's.
That's the TV show.
Okay.
Which I need to get, as well as the remake, and then I need to get Evil Dead Rise. I've been postponing that one, hoping for a better release, because even the Blu-ray that they released is bare bones. It's just the movie.
So you want like an Arrow or Shout or something?
Hopefully a boutique does something and actually gives us special features, yes. But other films I grew up with, especially this one. I love this movie.
I do too. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while, but my old roommate I used to live with, Quinn, actually introduced me to Army of Darkness.
But Evil Dead, and I have a vague memory of the first Evil Dead. My mom.
We need to watch them then.
No. I've seen the movie. I love this movie, but by vague memory, I mean I was like 6 or 7. Mom put it on to watch it, and my older sister did, and Mom made me and my little brothers go take a nap. I'm like, but it's Ash! Because I'd sit with Dad. Mom was more hesitant about us watching something, especially if it involved nudity. Dad didn't really care. It's like, they're gonna see it anyway, might as well at least work in somewhat control.
Yeah.
Obviously nothing more adult than obviously sex scene in the movie, topless. That was it. And even those 80s and that, those scenes were pretty tame by comparison.
When you're a kid, you look at it differently
Exactly.
than when you're that age. So, you know what we're talking about, guys. When you know about the birds and bees, things change.
Children of the Corn, the original.
Oh, I need to watch that one. I've heard so many good things.
And the first Hellraiser. Now, I have the other Hellraisers on DVD. I had the first one on DVD. It's actually in the stack. But I saw this, and I actually, because that is just a basic bare bones that I picked up just to have the movie. But it includes the special features from the 20th anniversary edition DVD, which I was tried to hunt it down, but I don't use eBay.
I don't blame you.
So
I wouldn't want it to for
and
movies either.
and I'm more careful about third parties on like Walmart and Amazon. Don't want to get too ripped off. Yes, people say I may have gotten ripped off with the Halloween set.
But it was legitimate.
It was fulfilled by Amazon. I knew I was getting it. That's why I had no problem spending the money I did.
Yeah, I wouldn't have spent that much on eBay.
But I've not seen the original Children of the Corn.
We need to watch it.
In years. I've seen it, but just not.
We need to watch it.
Hellraiser, I need to rewatch them all.
I've only seen a few on TV when I was a kid.
I've got all but the Hulu, which the Hulu remake never got a physical release.
Okay. All right.
But it is a wonderful film. 80s, once again. Yes, a lot of my collection is from the 80s.
A lot of the good stuff comes from the 80s, so.
But that is one that you really don't want little kids to watch.
No, I imagine not.
Unless you've got a sick twisted sense of humor and you want to torment your brothers, then you show it to your niece and nephew.
Yes! I'm glad he showed us Hellraiser. Children of the Corn.
My brothers would kill me.
He'll turn you into a human pinata to see if the candy comes out.
But while I've got the first one, and that way we can sort of zip through when I get to the sequels. First two, even 3 and 4 are good. 5 through 8 started out as something different.
Okay.
And they just slapped the Hellraiser name and added a few shots of Cenobites and now that, or they changed the story to make it a Hellraiser movie. some of them could have worked as other things if you just take the Hellraiser aspects out of it. Of course, Children of the Corn is based off a Stephen King book.
Yeah, I need to read that one. I've read some of King, but not that one.
I've only attempted to read King once, and I'm still trying to work my way
My
through
favorite
it.
Salem's Lot, book-wise, I've read so
I'm
far.
trying to work my way through it.
I have it, but I have not read it. Okay, what do you got coming up here?
Oh, the J card for the next movie came out.
I don't like those kind of J cards. I wish they were wrapped around or like the case,
Yeah.
basically.
Terminators 1 through 6.
I need to watch those too.
I've only seen the first 5. I haven't gotten around to watching the final one because I was running a marathon watching them with my
Hey, he
aunt,
came back.
and we never got around to watching the 6th one. But this is, I mean, what's confusing is I believe it is Genesis for some reason, despite having special features listed on the back. The disc itself has no special features. I don't know if it was a screw up with the set or what, but it's still a nice set. I figured, okay, I can get all the Terminators at once. The first couple are the best, especially T2. T2 is one of those where the sequel is better than the original.
I want to watch them. Like some of this stuff I have seen as a kid, but I don't really remember it. So that's another one of those where I know I've seen.
I
at
don't
least
have
the
to say
original.
much about this one because we already reviewed it for the
I
channel.
love this movie though. Great art. We've already said that.
This movie is awesome. We already reviewed it for the channel.
Yeah, if you want to go check out, it's on one of our older films or reviews. We reviewed that. That's one of Eddie introduced me to it. I had to buy a copy. I have the same copy as him. One of my favorite movies because of how cheesy it is, but it's fun. It's a blast.
I don't remember what all we said in our individual video, but I love that it pokes fun at the zombie genre.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite zombie movies.
And
Just
I need to get the sequels because those are even more entertaining.
We need to just watch those. That's a fun one. We Eddie and I want to put on film festivals for friends, and him and I are going to work together to do a horror one because I have a few friends that enjoy horror. So we definitely need to do a film festival where we have all day of movies and we sort of like talk about the films. That's something I want to get better at, is hosting that kind of stuff. What do you got coming up here?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Seen that one. Love it.
The
first one. I've seen the first one.
All of them.
Ooh.
Except for the remake, which is in this triple pack because I wasn't able to find
So how many films?
This one has 7. The DVD copy of this, which I did have at one point, had 8 discs. It included Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay.
And while, yes, some of you may notice, I do have 2 copies of the remake of Friday the 13th and Freddy vs. Jason because they are in the Scream Factory box. Exact same disc. Scream Factory, just those, they just went and bought, I guess they got a hold of large amounts of copies of them and just used the same.
How is this packaged, by the way? Does each disc get its own spot?
I believe so.
I like when they do that. I don't like it when there's overlap. That's perfect.
Yes,
I love it.
Each movie got its own disc.
Cool. Well, I like the way each has its own page that it sits on.
I believe when I got the disc in a different order, I put Nightmare first because that's the only reason I'm going to open this triple pack because I got the box set. Because when I got this, I did a massive binge. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Gotcha, okay.
That way when we got to Freddy vs. Jason, and then we watched the remakes, which actually aren't that bad. The remakes are enjoyable. The Freddy one, I understand when it was first released, the bum rap it got, but I rewatched it a couple years ago. I didn't find it too bad. It was actually entertaining. Another Carpenter Russell collaboration. Big Trouble in Little China.
Never seen it, so can you explain a little bit? I mean, without spoiling everything, just...
Chinese magic.
Ooh.
Yes. And it is awesome.
Egg rolls?
Huh?
We should eat egg rolls when we watch it.
We do have a Chinese restaurant. Damn it. Yeah. This is another Shout Factory release. I was lucky to get this because I had it in my cart. I went to go check out on payday, and it was gone. Luckily, I have several websites that I use, and somebody still had a copy.
Good. That's why you need to use multiple sites. Orbit DVD is another one of my favorites I've used.
But I specifically wanted this because I knew it came with the bonus disc. It wasn't just the movie. I wanted the goodies.
I'm glad you got the goodies. It looks great. I've heard good things. I've just never seen it. So you got a lot of bonus features on that?
I haven't actually gone through them all, to be honest, due to work and all that. There's the classic artwork,
Okay.
and once again, reversible covers.
I like it.
But it is a great little. It's a fun little movie.
I want to watch it.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
I like when movies do that. That's what it's. There are movies that I own that I know a lot of people don't like, but I like them. That's what matters when you're collecting films, is that you like them. Eddie gets the stuff he really likes, or stuff that to finish a series too. What do you got?
Red Dragon and the Hannibal Lecter trilogy.
I've never seen any of those, so I like Hopkins. So
I was trying. I couldn't see the title. Now I realize what the steelbook was next to it. Hannibal Rising.
I've never seen any of these.
It's a prequel. But all right, background for these. There are 5 Hannibal Lecter films, 4 stories. I have all 4 books. The Hannibal Lecter trilogy Blu-ray includes Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal. Manhunter was their first attempt at doing Red Dragon. Different cast, because they did that first. So Anthony Hopkins had not been cast as Hannibal Lecter yet.
Ah,
So they went, after Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal, they went back, did Red Dragon with Hopkins
okay.
and a different cast. So it sort of lined up with the other Hopkins films. But Manhunter, I sat down and watched it. It is a wonderful film. I'm glad I've got it. It wasn't one of those, oh, it's in the box set. And I have quite a few of those, where they just pad the box set out.
Sure.
Because I think it may have been, let's see, release. Yeah, that explains it. These are MGM. The Red Dragon movie is Universal.
Oh, okay, different studios then. Gotcha. MGM's like I love MGM.
Once again, all the movies get their own discs. But they are wonderful films. I was hoping when I saw this that the other Lecter films would get a nice steelbook.
That's beautiful. Did you get that at Walmart?
Uh-huh.
I love when they do their steel books.
Walmart started taking over for Best Buy, and that
Because
was
Best Buy quit doing it, which I think was a big mistake because now
Oh.
Walmart does the steel
I still have the
books.
digital code. Don't know if it's valid, but
Probably, if you wanted to redeem it for yourself.
I don't use the digital code. But
I have a library just for the heck of it.
One of our friends does.
There you go. You can give it to one of your friends.
I don't know if Andrew will watch Hannibal.
He might.
Uh-huh. But some flava beans and a nice Chianti. That comes from Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I need to watch those too.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Yeah, I've never seen those.
And then I can't do the noise, so don't expect that.
Oh, we had a guy in our theater group play him and come out on a dolly, and he had the mask and everything, and he did some of the noises really well. So I was impressed. I have a soft spot for that movie.
The Predator movies. Sorry, the way they're in the box set.
Need to watch those.
I have seen the first 3 Predators. I have not seen the 4th one that is in this box.
I don't think I've seen any of these.
Well, the first one's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh, I love Jesse.
I know you like your wrestling. That's why
I do, but Jesse's actually a really good actor.
And then 2 has Danny Glover.
Danny Glover's great.
But these are wonderful films. Especially 3 I've only seen once when it came out, so it's due for a rewatch. But and then you showed me Prey.
Prey, my favorite action film of all time, right there. Here it is.
We do have an individual review for Prey. So
We did. That was one of our earlier ones.
Yes, it was.
And the Native American setting.
Yeah, and I love that they did it. I mean, I think it's just dud, but the audio track.
Comanche.
Yes. But these are great little action films. I love my 80s, and a lot of these, when they jump back to these old series, Prey, Covenant, Prometheus, when they jump back to these, they try to make it to where not too much has passed, but you can still tell there was a definite time gap between when the movies were made.
And there's another one coming out
Yes.
this year.
Is it this year?
This year, I believe. Predator Badlands, I think it's called.
Ooh.
We need to watch it. I believe it's coming out later this year. Oh, this one I've never seen, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Mel Brooks.
Oh.
That man does not. He does not care who. He does not set out to target one group. He targets everybody.
Yep.
This particular one goes after Star Wars, Star Trek,
Love
the
it.
sci-fis. It even takes a jab at Alien, using the original actor from Alien.
You got John Candy in there too.
John Candy, Bill Pullman, and Rick Moranis. But I saw this. I don't remember if this one of the ones we had on VHS or was it one? It was an early DVD we picked up.
80s again?
80s.
80s probably.
Yep, because it came out latter half of the 80s. Next on the shelf is Lost Boys, which came out in 87. See, some of them I remember really well. Others I just remember the vague decade. I remember Lost Boys because of a meme. 1987, when vampires weren't sparkly bitches.
But this looks fun. I need to watch it.
This is amazing. It includes the Blu-ray and then the old DVD, the flipper disc.
Okay.
I've not used the flipper disc.
But it's there if you want to.
Exactly. But I love the artwork on this because this is new artwork, or was, I guess, when they did it, maybe, or it was new to me anyway.
Yeah.
But when George Lucas gave approval to parody Star Wars, he had a couple requirements. No merchandise.
Okay.
Because if you know anything about the whole Star Wars
Oh,
thing,
yeah. You don't mess with their merchandise stuff.
oh, no. I wonder if George still holds the merchandising rights for Star Wars. But there's a whole bit in the movie about merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
That's
Which is true when you look at Star Wars. George's billions before he sold was made more off the toys and all that. It was made off the merchandising.
I've been to some toy stores that have the original trilogy's toys, and they're so cool. I have a few sets at home, but yeah, they're
and then the Bill
sought
Pullman character could not be dressed like Han Solo.
Okay.
So they dressed him like Indiana Jones.
That's hilarious. I need to watch it.
Oh yeah.
What else you got there?
Like I said, Lost Boys trilogy.
I've only seen the first. I have
2 and 3 are okay. They're still good movies, but one's the best.
You know, there's one thing I don't like about that town.
All the damn vampires.
My favorite line in the whole
I'm
thing.
sorry. He. This is one he watched without me.
We're watching it for the channel. We're watching it for the channel.
We have to do Lost Boys, yes. But 80s vampire.
I think I messaged you, Grandpa knew, because I didn't see that coming. That was like my favorite twist.
Yes.
Because the whole movie I'm wondering, does Grandpa know?
I remember watching The Lost Boys on VHS.
We old.
Here in Litchfield, where we're based.
Yes.
Where the AT&T store is now.
Okay.
Used to be a video store.
What?
It was just labeled video store or whatever.
I wish we had more of those around.
But Dad got into the Lost Boys. I'm like, ooh, Lost Boys. He's like, not those Lost Boys, Eddie. Because at the time, Disney, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, right.
I'm a kid. He's like, no, vampires. I'm like, really? Cool.
I can see you doing that too. And no, they don't suck. The movies do not suck. Or the movie does not suck. Lost Boys, iconic 80s film. If we host a vampire movie day, that's getting played in our...
Oh yeah, that's got.
I think we should do a film festival of vampires that don't sparkle.
See, there's actually a theory behind they're not actual vampires, they're like fairies. Because every time I hear that theory, all I hear is Dean from Supernatural. Fight the fairies! You do not want to shout that out of context.
We will also get pie if we watch any Supernatural.
Yes,
because Dean will kill us if we don't.
Beetlejuice. Saw this one in theaters. I went and saw this at theaters and then went to my job at Denny's and ordered the Beetlejuice shake because I wanted a shake after watching this movie. And a cake. But I didn't
We
get the
are
cake.
going to be, spoiler, we are going to be doing a back-to-back double feature and reviewing these. I have been to the town where they filmed.
See, you've got a lot of background information on that because you've been there.
Yeah.
But I bought this, but I haven't actually gotten around to rewatching it since I saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters 3 times. I loved it that much. I went with my friend Janet, and she goes, "This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Let's go see it again."
Really? Because me and Janet, we were enjoying Final Destination Bloodlines. And
You and me were laughing at the brutality. Because I'm like, that was my first Final Destination. And whenever they had some of these cool kills, I'm like smiling on my head. Like, this is
It may have been
awesome.
his first Final Destination movie, but he had seen the clip with the log truck.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a few clips, but that was my first. By the way, these films, iconic.
Especially the
Some of
first
my
one.
all-time favorites. Burton's my favorite director, but I love both of these films. There's something about the original, though, that like when they're on vacation, it starts out, like a lot of people originally thought the movie was going to be about a couple fixing up an old home, and then it gets into
They do the
twist,
flip where they're dead.
and then it gets really cool. But I love both of these films. A third one, Warner Brothers has greenlit a third one.
I saw something on Facebook, but I wasn't sure if it was.
It's
real.
valid, but we don't know if the cast is on board. We just know Warner Brothers wants a third one.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Love the art. Need to see it. Never seen it.
One of those. It's so cheesy. It's good. Now, the funny thing about this artwork is when I bought this, I got this particular copy from Walmart. That's when they were doing the little cover for the little cardboard.
We
thing.
also need to watch Clown in the Cornfield when that comes out.
So,
Clown movies are
I'm
fun.
just so glad that slid right in there so I could just keep that because I love the artwork and it does come with a coloring book.
Oh my gosh, that cover.
There was a whole line that Walmart did for these releases like this. Where they
80s, right?
Actually, I think if I...
Was it 80s or early 90s?
I think it varies.
I have not seen this one. This is one that him and another friend of mine, also named
Would that be
Eddie,
Monkey?
Or Edward. My friend Edward said this is one of those must-watch films because it's so cheesy. It's good.
The year-wise, there's 80s even to the 2000s because of Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah. Okay, so it shows you different.
The
1988 it says for this one.
Yeah.
I need to see this. This is one that I somehow missed, and everyone
you are going
talks
to be
about.
Laughing your ass off.
So it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Billy,
Eddie.
it worked in the movie.
Well, it ain't working now.
They Live. Once again, one we've already done an individual video for.
I'm out of bubblegum.
Oh shit. But I love this movie. That's why I had no problem buying the 4K Steelbook when at the time I didn't know my player.
I should have bought it. They had one at Walmart. I love it.
When I didn't know my player could play 4K, but I knew I had a DVD copy, so I was happy. I got an Xbox One as my primary Blu-ray player. I did not know the One S could play 4Ks until recently. But I love this movie. It's one of those I grew up with. It was part of a 4-pack my dad had when I was younger that also had Prince of Darkness,
Ooh.
Village of the Damned,
Okay.
and The Thing.
Obey.
So it was a nice 4-pack.
Remember that store we went to? There was a store we went to in
That
Edwardsville.
was great.
And for some reason, it caught my eye because it looked cool. We'd go inside, and they had a sign.
On the counter, on the front of the counter, it was a sign from They Live. It was one of those obey, consume, the white background, big old black print. And I'm like, oh, that is awesome.
I love it. Iconic film. And I love the fight scene because you told me the story that they were supposed to be a quick fight scene, and Rowdy Piper was a wrestler. And he said, no, we're going to do a full-on fight scene.
Scrooged.
I've never seen that one. That one
Are
I
you
heard is
familiar
iconic.
with it?
No, go ahead and explain.
Bill Murray is basically Ebenezer.
Oh, that's got to be great.
He's a TV producer. But yeah, he does the whole gets visited by 3 spirits. Funny as hell. Greatest bit in this movie is when he meets the ghost of Christmas Present. What is it? It's a toaster! And she hits him with the toaster.
We got to watch it. There's so many films we got to get around to. This will be a good Christmas time watch.
I have very little Christmas movies in my collection, but
We're watching it.
my aunt had this recorded on tape, and that was a must-watch every year for me. This and Die Hard.
We'll eventually watch more movies, guys. It's just our schedules. Timing is not on our side a lot of the time. So maybe one day we'll have like a week-long outage where nobody can go anywhere and we just watch films.
Batman Returns, Batman.
I've got the
Forever, and Batman
DVDs.
Robin.
You've got the Blu-rays.
Well, yeah,
the
I've
four
seen the
pack.
DVD 4-package, bare bones, pretty much. And
Mine were individual, except for the two of them
well,
came
the
together.
4-packets. They're 2-disc flipper discs.
Gotcha.
But so I haven't actually dug into what's on the Blu-rays yet, but I know it's got a lot of the stuff that was in the 2-disc DVDs. I do not like the way they did the case.
On this?
Yeah, they stacked.
I say I don't like when they do that because you have to worry about scratching disc.
And I did get this used, so I really need to sit and watch them.
Yeah.
Make sure they play.
I've only watched, I remember I recently watched the first one. Returns is actually next on deck for me.
Oh, yeah.
But what are your overall thoughts on the movies? The Keaton
Okay. This anthology, 1 and 2 are great. I've always liked Keaton. 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 are enjoyable. But you also gotta remember, if you watch them, they're like trying to market toys.
I will put you on ice, Batman.
That and all the ice puns from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry, I don't
Just
care.
cold. Just cold.
Extremely cold. I don't care how old I get. It'll be funny as hell. But they are great movies, except for what they did to Bane.
Now, I don't remember them. They're on deck for me too.
They
So
turned Bane into like a mindless brute. They did get arrested at a plane, but I don't remember the guy's name. Never pay full price for late pizza.
Oh, when my buddy Jack, we were talking about a group, me, you, him, and another friend of ours wearing Ninja Turtle mask and ordering pizza.
I call Mikey.
That's who I was. Damn it! I think he called Leonardo.
Okay.
We'll
Question.
figure it out.
Do we get the weaponry?
Yes, I'll give you Raphael. I don't have a problem with
These are wonderful. I have watched these. This particular, the transfers are great.
that. I want to watch them with you. It's been so long.
Well, I haven't watched this.
Not since I was a kid.
I do need to rewatch these myself.
I don't think I've seen that one though.
That's good. It's animated, so it's a lot of voice work, and I don't remember who's all voices in it. But
The new game just came out on Game Pass. I need to play it as well. It's 2 players couch co-op.
if that's the one you had me downloaded,
There's 2 of them. There's
Oh.
2. There's one that just came out like last week or 2 weeks ago, or something like that.
oh, then that's
And then
not it. I'll
there's
have to look
another-
into it. But these are fun little '90s movies.
I remember as a kid, my best friend next door, she was big into Spice Girls, so we made a compromise.
Okay.
We could watch Ninja Turtles, but we had to watch Spice Girls too.
Oh,
So I had
God.
to sit through Spice Girls, and actually a few of their songs I like. But like when I can't decide something, I always go, "Tell you what you want, what you really, really want." But yeah,
So
these
tell me what you want. What you really want.
I want a Ninja Turtles binge watch. It makes you come out of your shell. I've heard. I don't know if that's true.
I have a question. Yeah. Are they made from the Girl Scouts?
Please, I could eat Girl Scouts for breakfast. Yeah.
Well, I do enjoy the Jenna Ortega Wednesday.
I kind of like Ortega.
I'm in the process of reading the novelization, and there are some subtle things, mainly her inner thoughts. This was my introduction to Wednesday Addams, to the whole Addams family. This was my introduction. These
Yeah.
2 films, because even I didn't have to wait because Double Pack DVD is.
I'm watching the original show now.
Double Pack DVD is what we had. The values is good. I mean, Joan Cusack is hilarious. Malibu Barbie.
My favorite character in both of these is Fester.
Christopher Lloyd as Fester was awesome.
But that Wednesday, I will put her. It's hard to compare the two because they're going for different things. They're different eras.
Exactly.
I like Ricci's performance as Wednesday, though.
And knowing a little background about the Wednesday show, when Ricci was brought on, they didn't talk about Wednesday.
Lloyd's in season 2.
They did not talk about Wednesday at all. at least until after they were done shooting. That was
Mhm.
part of their thing. That way, Ortega wasn't, I wouldn't say inspired, but felt necessary to like pay tribute to Ricci.
And
It's her.
the kid
I
the
know the dance was from the original,
yeah.
but that way it's its own thing. And that's what I like is when they make it that they don't try and copy someone else.
I love both iterations between the two. Ortega and Ricci I put on the same level because they're
And there's
going for two
also a
different
third
things.
one of these, but I don't think it ever got a disc release.
I have one of the animated ones they did. I don't have the second one. I don't have Addams
There's a
Family.
third one for this set that never got a disc release, DVD or
I didn't
Blu-ray.
know that. Same cast?
No, I think Ricci maybe, but the actor that plays Gomez had passed away.
I didn't know that. Okay.
The actress that plays Morticia wasn't going to do it without him.
I love these two movies though.
Same with Mark Hamill when after Kevin Conroy passed.
Right.
He said he was done being the Joker because
Yeah. But yeah, those are great films. I think if you're an Addams Family fan, these are must have.
Bram Stoker's Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I am so glad I was able to find these as a double pack.
I've seen that one. Not seen that one.
Robert De Niro is the monster.
Ooh, he's a great actor.
Kenneth Branagh is the Doctor. Or is he?
I want to see it.
Did he just obliviate and just stick himself in it?
Lockhart.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh plays Lockhart.
Ah, okay.
He also directed Thor, the first Thor
Did
movie.
not know that.
Or did he? Or did he erase the original director's memory and just stick his name in it?
That could have been. You just take credits for what other great wizards have done.
That's a meme that was going around.
I love Dracula though. Gary Oldman, right?
As Dracula, Francis Ford Coppola directing.
I think Gary Oldman might be my favorite Dracula. I really loved his performance in it.
And Frankenstein also directed by Kevin Branagh.
Ah.
But wonderful movies.
You grew up on these?
Oh yeah. The Oldman's Dracula, and this one in a bit. I had seen Dracula several times by the time Dad was able to get a copy of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
But I still enjoyed it, especially having read the beginning of the book in English class. We didn't read the whole book, but it was more faithful to the book.
I need to read it.
I haven't read it all either, but I have.
Because there's a lot of Barnes and Noble has some really great editions.
Yes, those are wonderful films.
Dun, 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 dun,
This cost me
dun,
a pretty
dun,
penny, and
dun,
I'm
dun.
upset there's another one coming.
Oh yeah.
Well, they label this as the Ultimate Collection.
Which it was for that trilogy, I'm
So-
sure, or for that series.
I thought we were done. Because when Fallen Kingdom came out, I already knew there was another one coming. So I'm like, I'll hold off. I'll get them all.
Because we knew it was going to be another trilogy.
I'll hold off. I'll get them all at once.
Let's go through the art on these because this is a beautiful.
It's another book, and I do not like how they did the slides. Because it's a pain to get.
I don't care for those either as much because once again, you
on
gotta
the
worry
sides,
about
you gotta get
scratching.
your fingers under.
Yeah. Those aren't. But the
it's-
art's amazing.
It's a 12-disc set. Includes all 6 films, Blu-ray and DVD.
Now that's worth it right there.
So it was worth like.
I would
50,
almost buy.
60,
I have
it was worth a
individuals.
$50 or $60 price tag.
That's not bad.
Brand new.
I would keep this, and I myself, because this is how my Star Wars is laid out, my Blu-ray set. I would probably buy the individual titles and keep this just as like a collector's thing, so I'm not scratching the disc. But I love the way this is laid out. 3 is probably my least favorite, but I don't remember it that much. I need to rewatch these. Of course, I remember the new 3 and the original because I just rewatched.
But yes,
the
the
original.
artwork is great.
We need to go see we need to see the new one
I
together.
would love to rewatch it because it's been a while since I've seen them.
My favorite parody is Ted when they go into the weed field and it plays the Jurassic Park theme song and they go, "It's beautiful." And they have a pot field right in front of them. We need that. But yeah, Jurassic Park, you cannot go wrong with that series.
And Jesus Christ walks into a bar. Hands the innkeeper 3 nails and says, "Can you put me up for the night?"
One of my all-time favorites.
The Crow. And I'll admit, I have not seen the remake.
Yes,
It is one of those I sort of boycotted
Me too, because I wanted them to do a different co-character besides Eric Draven, bring Ernie Hudson back and say, I helped a guy like you once.
That would have been nice, yes.
That's
But
how I would have done it.
classic film. Unfortunately, Brandon Lee died during the making of it.
Wasn't, if I remember right, there was part of a bullet where there should have been a blank.
It was a blank. But the way a blank is done, there's still something there to produce the charge, and it didn't get cleared out, and that's what.
It hit him in the stomach, and they gave him blood, but they couldn't save him. And Brandon Lee, honestly, if he would have lived, I think he would have been a great Joker.
When I had found out, I think 2014, when I first heard news of a possible remake, I posted to Facebook, and I don't usually post my thoughts about stuff like that to Facebook. Feeling agitated. Just saw they're gonna remake The Crow. If he had lived, that movie would have launched Brandon Lee's career. Now Hollywood is just going to fuck with his final performance to make more money. Comment, pretty much.
Yeah, this is one you don't touch. I'm not opposed to different Crow movies with a different character in the same universe, but not Eric Draven. I'm sorry, that's iconic. My dad showed me that.
The Path of the Righteous Man.
I've never seen this.
Is set on all sides.
And I've heard it is an iconic piece of cinema.
Oh, yes. This, Reservoir Dogs, there is some Quentin Tarantino stuff you need to watch. You showed me Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
One of my all-time favorite films.
Oh, look. Still got the digital code.
Awesome.
I love Walmart steelbooks, and that's why I picked this one up, was Walmart.
Let me see the R. Yeah, Travolta,
Samuel Jackson, Uma Thurman, Ving Rhames, Bruce Willis.
Does it feature his favorite mother? Mother. Trucker. Okay.
Several times.
This is channel worthy right here. I'm already saying that. We are planning a Tarantino series, but we don't know when.
Yeah,
At some point. Pulp Fiction, though, great film from what I've heard. Need to see it.
Yes. Ah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Like I said, I don't have a lot of Christmas, but I like Santa Claus.
I enjoy them.
Yes. They're enjoyable.
I need to get them.
I haven't watched these particulars, so I don't know how the transfer is.
We'll check them out sometime.
But I picked them up just because I do enjoy having the Disney, and Tim Allen's always, most of his stuff is worth it for a while.
Him and I have that in common. We have a lot of adult films, but then we also have a soft spot for like DreamWorks and Disney, kids movies, because there's still adult entertainment to be had in there.
Cutthroat Island. This movie is as old as I am. Released in 95, it was a box office flop. Because when I picked this up, I didn't realize what it was sitting on the shelf because of where the title is. I saw it just sitting, so my mind went, Goonies.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, Cutthroat Island. Yes!
I've never seen it.
Pirates. It's a pirate movie. Geena Davis.
Wait. Geena Davis is amazing. Is it true this is rated ARG? They got to get that booty.
Oh, God. Somebody gets her booty.
This looks great. Cult classic, right? It found its audience
this
later.
Is one of those that's also a 4K Blu-ray combo pack.
Love it. But it found its audience later, correct?
It was one of those that found the audience later, yes.
And then people love it after the fact.
I watched it here on a Blu-ray. I love this. So the transfer was good because I had not seen that movie. And this is going to really age me. The last time I saw that movie, VHS. James and the Giant Peach.
One of my all-time favorites as a kid. I think I liked it so much because it was different. And that's why I liked it.
You actually showed me this. I had heard about it, obviously.
It's amazing.
I love Tim Burton.
We did a review.
We do have an individual review, and I do enjoy this. I'm glad. I mean, I picked it up, $5? But
yeah,
it was worth the
you
money.
can get movies cheap if you know where to look.
Knowing where to look, yeah. You can
and this was brand new for $5, by the way. It's 80-something minutes. It's not a long film. I need to read the book, but it's incredible.
Yes.
I grew up on it. It's one of my favorites because it was different. And as a kid, I've always connected to Outcast, and I like that.
You still connect to Outcast.
Especially the ones in Nevermore.
I was just thinking the same thing.
But for some reason,
stay out of my mind.
I've always thought for myself So James and the Giant Peach, I love because how cool it'd be to be in a peach with talking bugs.
Billy, we gotta go.
We don't have cows, do we?
We got cows.
We've got cows. Mm.
Twister.
Spoiler: there is going to be a review on the channel for both films.
Yes.
You got a nice Blu-ray copy there. I love that
This was
art.
a gift.
Oh, it was. Who?
My mother.
That lady. As much as he says bad things about her, she's all right.
I love my mother. I do. Yes, this is going on YouTube and it will forever be memorialized. I do love the woman. As much as I call her unnice names, but she takes them all as compliments, so it's funny as hell.
He says she's number one all the time. We love you. Thanks for your support of the channel. I look forward to meeting you and doing a movie and run with you.
We do. This movie, I love this movie. Twister, once again. We got Bill Paxton. I almost said Pullman. That's why I said once again. But I love this movie.
Hard to top that one. It's great.
Love the cover, right?
Yep.
And Walmart did these where they released these movies with the slip covers where it's got neat little artwork with a line from the movie. And
You got cows.
of course, this one we got cows. I think that's my second favorite bit of the movie. First bit, where'd you get? These steaks are good. Did you see the cows out front? No.
Seymour Hoffman is probably one of my favorite performances. He just is his character is so great in that.
Funny little cows.
It was quite moving. By the way, we are gonna do this in 2 parts because of how many movies he has. So we're probably gonna do 2 shelves, part 1, and then call it there, and then come back and do part 2.
I have not gotten around to watching this yet, but this was recommended.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I think I've seen it. It's just been years.
We need to watch it together. I love it. What do you look at the art?
The artwork is
You
gorgeous.
cannot go into this one taking it seriously, guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
This is one of the movies that I mentioned with a while back with other films that it does not take itself seriously.
I love it. One of Jack Black's early films, and it is tribute to like the older Alien film, the Alien type. Oh, I need to see that one.
Jackie Brown, more Quentin Tarantino. I was raised on Quentin Tarantino's filmography: Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown. More Samuel Jackson. It's Pam Grier, Samuel Jackson, Robert Forster, Bridget Fonda, Michael Keaton, and Robert De Niro. I mean,
What a cast!
And then you get to Reservoir Dogs and Harvey Keitel. I mean, Tarantino's worked with some amazing people. Jackie Brown is great. I picked this up knowing I'd seen it when I was slightly younger. I need to give it a rewatch.
I need to watch it. We plan on doing Tarantino stuff soon. This is going to be in that when we get to that. But Tarantino, another one of my favorite directors. I just like his style. He has a very unique outlook on things.
Yep.
And his ability to tell a story. And I know more actors than I do directors, but he's one of the ones that stand out to me. Him and Burton.
Abe
Ooh.
O'Connell, looks like you're on the wrong side of the... The Mummy trilogy. First 2 are wonderful. 3's alright, but it just doesn't have the same vibe.
I agree. I've seen all 3. I enjoy them as a whole.
They're
I don't have these.
individual discs. And a digital code for the trilogy, but yeah.
Love it. Brendan Fraser deserves every bit of praise he gets.
Now, the original Mummy. It's a good action sort of story. But watching the original Mummy, which is part of that box set, the Universal one that we started with, it's more of a love story. Which is wonderful. But I do like these movies.
They're great.
It's why they're in my collection.
Those are ones I do not have, but I eventually would like to get. And Eddie and I have discussed, you don't make a list, you just go to stores and buy movies you know you don't have, because then the list is infinite.
Yeah. Boondock Saints.
Need to watch these.
These are great. I've actually not seen them for years, and these are I got lucky and found the director's cut of both films.
A friend of mine actually was a handler at a convention for one of the actors, but I forget who it was.
But I do need to watch these again. I can't really talk too much about them because it's been years since I've seen them.
We'll watch them.
I just know I enjoyed them. Billy Connolly's in them.
Okay, we'll give him a
Or
look.
at least 2, I know. He's their dad.
Oh, we will be watching them at some point. Boondock Saints, everybody. Well, another one I have not seen that I'm curious about coming up here.
This is this 2-film collection. Dungeons and Dragons. Now, Jeremy Irons is the bad guy. You may know him as the voice of Scar from The Lion King.
Yes.
Or Die Hard 3, he's also the bad guy in that.
I don't think I've seen the third one.
But he does what is called eating the scenery.
Mm,
He overacts so much, it is highly entertaining.
that sounds fun.
Oh, it is. I sat down and watched this when I got this set, and I forgot how bad the overacting from Jeremy Irons is. Because when I watched this when I was younger, I was just watching it for the enjoyable story.
Yeah, of course. I look forward to checking those out. I have not seen those
We
myself.
do this, we gotta do a triple feature.
That's fine. We'll get to the other stuff. What he's talking about here.
There it is. Honor Among Thieves.
Ah, yes, I love that movie.
It is a fresh start. That's why it's not with the rest of them.
Okay. And it's live action too.
They're
Uh-oh.
all live action.
9 3/4. Think you're being funny, do you?
Had to get these, and yes, I got the Blu-ray.
That's what I want to get. I don't want the 4K. I want those I heard that's a great set.
This has been in my set for about a decade. My collection for about a decade now. This is one of the first ones I picked up. A lot of the D&D trilogy or the double feature, I picked up at Dollar General.
They have great films. I just bought some from Dollar General recently, and they're fairly cheap.
Walmart,
usually.
Dollar General, even Dollar Trek. Every once in a while, they'll do movies. I've picked up a couple there.
We don't have a lot of big video stores around us. Best Buy used to be the best place to go, but here we have Walmart, Dollar General, and then if we have to travel roughly an hour to get to a Target, which they've limited their release now.
But these are great movies. The Harry Potters. I do not have the Fantastic Beasts. I mean, the first one was fun and enjoyable. Even 2 was good. 3, I enjoyed it, but unfortunately, it didn't do the money necessary to continue the set. It was supposed to be a 5-film set.
We need to go to
the whole thing with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Although Mads Mikkelsen, the actor that replaced Depp, did a great job. I liked him.
I did too.
The problem is people were boycotting purely on principle.
Right. These on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll put it about 9 3/4.
Yep.
But I enjoy the films. Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid, just the whole cast. You have Alan Rickman. I mean, we don't have to talk too much about him because we'll probably be doing a review eventually whenever we get our letters. But no, one of my all-time favorites. It got me into reading, and the books made me want to see the movies. So that was actually what got me into reading because I wasn't the biggest reader as a kid. But Harry Potter, my grandma bought me the first book, and that's how I fell in love with reading, and I continue to read to this day. Yeah, great series there. Wait a minute. Are we going on an adventure?
We are going on an adventure.
Where are they taking the hobbits?
To Isengard.
To Isengard.
These particular releases are the 31-disc set.
My God.
4K, Blu-ray, and then 1 bonus disc.
That's incredible.
Cost me a pretty penny until I
got
the Halloween. It was the most expensive thing in the collection.
Worth every penny, man.
It was.
He traded 3 packs of Oreos to get these.
Yes, these are just the Hobbit films that I've got in my hand. And rather than pull up Lord of the Rings, I just grabbed the box set that I did have. I used the cases for all the bonus discs. Because it was aggravating that the one piece of bonus material I was missing was included in the 4K set. And I had told myself, when I went 4K, first thing I'm getting is the Middle-earth Saga Okay, it wasn't exactly the first because I accidentally bought a 4K that didn't have a Blu-ray copy. And I realized my player can play 4K. So I went and bought the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies. So I have every piece of bonus material.
Ever made. Yep.
The amount of bonus material that is stored in these 3 boxes. The appendices for all 6 films. The theatrical 2-disc special feature disc for all 6 films. The exclusive bonus disc, I think I put it in one of the Hobbit cases. Because the amount I did have to swap the cases out so I had enough space in the cases for all the discs. Because it's like 55 discs, something like that.
If you just watch the bonus features and you've already seen the movies and just want to watch the bonus features, how long do you think it would take to watch everything?
A long time.
Days, right?
Yes.
For the normal person, like if you.
Yes, the bonus stuff alone would take you days.
It's a very comprehensive set that he has put together over the course of several years. And I think it's really cool that he took the time because he is a true fanatic of the Lord of the Rings. It's probably Middle Earth is probably one of his favorite places to visit.
Uh-huh.
Hogwarts and Middle Earth, I would say, are up there for you.
Yep.
Great, great series. We don't need to say it. It has a large fan base, and they are awesome. And they went to Isengard. So one does not just simply walk into Mordor.
Now, I have not gotten around to watching this yet. I specifically picked up the 4K Steelbook. I had to order it. War of the Rohirrim.
I'm curious about it.
It is anime.
And I like animated stuff. How
Well-
long is it? Is it a shorter film or a longer film?
A little over 2 hours.
Not too bad then, compared to the series.
But it is Peter Jackson again, so he does help with this. I don't know if he directed or just produced.
Right.
But I haven't gotten around to watching it. I specifically ordered this because it's the 4K Blu-ray combo. The basic case, the plastic, is just a 4K disc.
We need to watch it.
I specifically ordered this so I'd have the Blu-ray copy.
It makes sense.
That way it matches all my others, 4K and Blu-ray. But I do need to watch this. It takes place timeline-wise before The Hobbit even.
Oh,
Way
wow.
before. Like,
Thousands of years?
I think 200 is what
200
it says.
years? Okay. I look forward to watching it. I saw trailers. I heard there was going to be a new Lord of the Rings.
183 years.
But we didn't really see trailers until later on, so I was kind of concerned at first. But then when I saw what it was, I'm like, okay, this could be really good. So you're watching part 1 of Eddie's collection, and this will be a multiple part video series,
We're approaching the end of the first bookshelf.
which we'll probably call that part 1, don't you think? Okay.
The Kill Bills.
I don't watch it because of it's my dad. It's about killing my dad, but because I go by Billy, but I don't watch it because of Bills. That was the thing when I was young, actually, as a joke, I would tell people. But I have not seen these.
I love these movies. Uma Thurman is... I'm allowed. But Uma Thurman, David Carradine, I mean, it's got
I need to watch them.
great movies.
I've heard this is one of his masterpieces, but every Tarantino film I've seen has been good. So
These are ones you do want to watch back to back.
they go together.
Uh-huh.
Because they're considered. He said he's only doing 10 films. He only counts both those together as one of those.
Kill
10.
Bill is one film, yes.
But they go together.
But these are great. I love these. I had not seen these. My dad's. I think Dad finally got them and borrowed them from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I got to sit down and watch them. And being a fan of old school martial arts films,
Yeah.
especially those produced by Shaw Brothers.
You like those?
Are you familiar with the color kindergarten red?
No.
Well, that's what we call it. The blood is so red that it's like kindergarten crown.
Oh, okay. I like that phrase. It's entertaining.
And if you're familiar with old school martial arts movies like that, where they cut off limbs and the blood just
Gushes.
Okay, Addams Family.
Yes.
when they do the play and
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're
same
talking about.
principle.
I never heard that terminology before, that phrasing. So that's really interesting.
Yeah,
They call
when
it
it's
that.
like
Like the Mortal Kombat, the
Yes.
old school, and I need to get those, by the way. I love the original. Despite what other people say, I like those Mortal Kombat films.
AVP.
Mm.
Both of them, both theatrical and unrated. I got lucky with that. I didn't have to buy multiple copies of the movie. But I wanted to make sure I got all my Alien and all my Predator movies on Blu-ray.
Of course.
One of the few. I mean, these I picked up Blu-ray straight from the get-go. Like I said, the Aliens and then Prometheus, because those were the DVDs were given to me when my dad upgraded to Blu-ray. But I thought I need to save space in the 9-disc Alien box that's like that. The thing's bulky because
I like the one you have.
it unfolds.
See, I like the one you have because it takes up less space.
Exactly.
And when you're a collectors like us, you will buy a bigger set if it's really cool, but you also try to save space when you can, so you can have more films that you like.
Mm-hmm.
And with us having limited
These are enjoyable. Do not take them super seriously. Obviously, the first one is really fun. Lance Henriksen comes back as Bishop, only he's actually a human in this one, not an android.
Oh, okay. I look forward to watching those with you.
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't really got
these
into
are-
Alien and the Predator series.
these
I
are
don't want
fun.
to. So that is a rabbit hole I want to dive down.
Want to play a game?
No games. No games. Want to play a game? Hello. Oh, wrong franchise.
Yeah, wrong franchise. That's in my DVD section.
Oh, I've never watched any of those. I've heard the traps are really cool.
Oh yeah, I've not seen all of these. I've only seen.
How many have you seen?
Well, there's 10. I think the last one I saw was 7.
Now, does that come with the new one that came out not that long ago?
Saw X.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
DVD and Blu-ray and
No, Spiral. Sorry, Spiral. Does that come with Spiral?
Spiral is 9. Saw X is 10.
Okay, gotcha.
So yes, it comes with all the Saw films,
Art.
DVD and Blu-ray, and if the DVD had a special features disc, it's in here too. It's like a 23 disc set.
Oh wow.
The size of the case is something you see more with like a TV show.
It's not too bad actually, given that there are 10 films.
Yeah, unfortunately, it sort of sticks out above my Blu-rays.
It's got an erection. Hard.
Because it's more like a DVD case than.
I hope they don't censor us for saying erection. We've said worse.
Yes, we have. The 05
You need to rewatch it. I don't really remember it that well.
This is both the theatrical version and the extended. It has a bonus disc.
I just have DVD. We'll have to watch your version.
There's a 3-disc DVD version that is the extended cut. They got all the stuff that was on that one.
Have you watched this recently, or has it been a while?
It's been a while.
I would like to rewatch this one.
1 disc. They got the movie with some of the goodies, and then 1 bonus.
That's incredible. I love how much you can condense stuff into compact onto a Blu-ray disc. Would you consider that one of the? Because I need to get Mighty Joe Young as well. That's another one.
I do need to get Joe. I've got the original Kong and Son of Kong on DVD.
That's great.
I do need to get Mighty Joe Young.
We need to sit down and watch those because that was a great during its time. I just remember like
the 33 Kong and Godzilla, the one that was done in 54/56 if you're going with the American date, are also ones that got me into film. Those classic films, they're just amazing. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
You either die a hero,
or you live long enough
enough
to see yourself become the villain.
One of my favorite trilogies.
Blu-ray. I've had this for years. This was a gift.
It's great. It's great.
It's been forever.
Begins is underrated, I think. I really like Scarecrow in Begins.
I loved it with Begins. I love that they brought in Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul and Victor Zsasz.
Taking a look.
The case is a little damaged.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've had it
The
for
disc,
years.
you gotta get that disc. That's why I don't. This is the one I'm talking about, guys. This is fine. These are the ones I don't like as much. Although there is an overlaps, but they tend to slide out.
I gotta hold the one disc because the clip is busted. But like I said, I've had this set for years. So
Why so
Oh,
serious? Let's just be honest. When I went to theaters, that was one of the films I went with my coworkers when I was working at the catering company. We went and saw The Dark Knight in theaters. I would not have known it was Heath Ledger if they went and told me because of the makeup. And that to me was one of his best performances. And he was a great, great actor. Wish he would have been around to have done the third one because honestly, this is one of those movies where the villain overtakes the hero with the performance.
agreed.
I'm gonna make this pen disappear.
Disappear.
I love that trilogy. I need to get the Blu-ray set. I have the individual DVDs, but that is one of those series I will splurge and either get the 4K.
The Brothers Grimm.
Love that movie.
I remember watching this when I was slightly younger. Have not seen it since.
We'll definitely be
I
watching it.
picked this up on a recommendation from Billy when he reminded me of the existence of this film.
It's a great movie.
And yeah, fairy tales, people, fairy tales.
Fairy tales brought to life, getting into the lore of the Brothers Grimm to warn your kids, stay out of the damn woods.
Matt Damon and Heath Ledger.
Honestly, this is one of those films that doesn't get talked about enough, at least in the friends I have.
Agreed.
You and I like more of like the darker fairy tale stuff, so this is more up Eddie and I's alley.
Hellsing Ultimate.
I've seen some of Abridged. I've never watched the original.
Oh,
Police Girl. I'll only help you because you have nice tits.
yes. Hellsing. Someone on YouTube took the videos and redubbed them.
We're watching this. I need to see this actual.
Each episode's about an hour.
How many episodes?
10.
That's not bad. No, that's not bad.
But I've actually not seen all 10 episodes. I keep wanting to start watching it, and then I get sidetracked, or I don't get a chance to continue watching it, and I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
We'll watch them together. By the way, if you're watching this, Eddie's mom, I challenge you to join us sometime in person to watch movies together and do a movie day with you.
Hey, do not challenge my mother. She will find a way to get up here and do it.
Or we'll
despite
go
not
down
being-
there. One of those two.
With 3 of us, we'd have more room here than we
That's
would down
fine.
there.
But I challenge you. We will figure it out. We will do the details later. But I challenge you to show up, and the 3 of us will have a movie. We will have not only movie shopping day, we will also do an actual movie watching day. Maybe sometime during the holidays. We also need to get you caught up on Stranger Things because the final season is coming the day before Thanksgiving. Part 2, Christmas Day. Part 3, New Year's Eve.
I need to get caught up on Stranger
It's
Things
amazing.
myself,
It's one
but
of my
this
all-time.
is another one of those that has.
I love the alternate art. Oh my god. That is incredible.
He's a vampire that hunts other vampires, so it's bloody.
Who's there? A real fucking vampire.
Uh-huh.
Edward, no.
Oh yeah, the Abridged takes a jab at Twilight.
But I need to watch the original because I've heard this is, and I like anime. I only have watched a little bit. This is one of those I need to watch.
I love this.
How much have you watched? At least watched
First 4 episodes.
First 4? Okay. Police Girl.
But the main character's name is Alucard.
Yes.
And if you're familiar with that name, spell that backwards.
I don't know the spelling of it, but
Alucard.
Dracula.
Spelled backwards is Dracula.
That's awesome.
Remember.
The 5th of December.
The 5th of November.
I have not seen that.
Hugo Weaving is the man behind the mask. You never actually see his face, but it's Hugo Weaving giving.
Janet says this is one of those films that you have to watch. I do not have a
Oh,
copy,
yes.
but it's one I want to watch.
I borrowed the DVD off of Andrew to watch.
He loves it. He has a mask too.
I know he's got the anonymous Guy Fawkes mask. But I borrowed the DVD off of Andrew so I could watch it. Immediately returned the DVD the next day and bought the Blu-ray. Because I love this movie.
So this is one of those must-have for you.
Oh yeah, after I'd seen the movie, this was a must-have.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman's great, and I heard this is
And
one of
Hugo
the more
Weaving
iconic films.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Natalie Portman, underrated in my opinion at
Now,
times.
this next one was bought because of my mother. We, despite my mother living in Missouri, we do our movie watches using Messenger. We'll talk about stuff we're watching. Mom wanted to do the Paranormal Activities.
I've not seen any of these.
And I figured if I'm going to do them, if I'm going to own them, might as well go right. And I found this nice box set.
Who's that through?
I actually don't know who did
The Shout? Another Shout factory?
Actually, I think Paramount put this out.
Oh wow.
The actual release.
I've been curious about them because those found footage kind of things. I've seen the parodies. A Haunted House.
Yes, but it's got all the movies and it's got a making of documentary on its own disc.
Wow.
And then it also came with a little sticker you can put
I
in the
love
window.
that.
I'm not gonna peel it all the way
No,
off.
I wouldn't peel it off at all.
Well, I already have peeled it off some.
But that's great.
But it says monitored by Paranormal Activity.
Love it.
And it's got a big PA.
I love whenever movies actually give you physical items. That's something I would like to see more of.
Some of them are all right, like my Middle Earth set came with travel cards for the different locations.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right, that is the end of that shelf. Do we want to start shelf 2?
I think that is a good point to end part 1.
Okay.
And we will be doing part 2. It will be coming your way soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Eddie has been collecting films for a while, like he said.
Well over a decade.
And that was just the first shelf. He has plenty more. And this will be an ongoing series that we will be doing. We'll do his collection. We'll do mine eventually, but we're focusing on his, just the way it fell. I am enjoyed going through your collection a lot here. I need to see myself. And a lot of stuff we need to review for the channel.
Oh yeah,
but thanks for sharing.
There are definite ones. We've still got almost an entire one shelf on the next bookcase that is still Blu-ray. We haven't even hit my DVDs yet.
Yeah, so he's got quite a bit, guys. We both do, and that's why collecting is fun. So
and
we have
that's
fun.
why it's going to take us a couple videos to do
or more.
this.
Yeah, it's going to take us a while because I'm thinking we're going to need at least 2 more videos because we'll do one for this, and then we might throw these 3 together.
Well, those 3 we could do together.
Yeah.
A lot of the last 2 are box set TV shows.
So we will do 3 parts. This is part 1.
And then third bookcase is the end of what didn't fit on this shelf. And my Marvel stuff, because Marvel got its own section with the MCU and all that.
I did the same thing. But yeah, this is going to be a 3-part series. This was part 1 of 3 for Eddie's collection. So stay tuned because you never know when part 2 is going to be hitting you right in the face.
Yeah, due to our work schedules, it could be a while.
And also,
I will try not to add anything that adds to this shelf, with the exception of the Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends trilogy.
Which will be coming in.
I will be ordering that next week when I get paid.
Awesome. One more thing I will say, in the comments, if you stuck out this whole time, tell us your favorite Halloween candy. When you go trick-or-treating, what are some of those candies you have to have? I got it 100 grand. Underrated. I love the texture of it.
Almond Joys.
Never really cared for those, but I can appreciate it.
A lot of people don't like the consistency of the coconut.
That's what it is. It's not the taste, it's the consistency.
Those are movies I need to add to the collection. I do not have
I'm surprised. I have those. We will get into all that as we do more of our collection.
Zombieland, people.
But this took us a bit, but we didn't want to rush, and I wanted Eddie to be able to talk about each film as much as he wanted, because if you're trying to rush through a collection, it's not enjoyable for us either.
Exactly. And there may be some of these if I have my own laptop and all that, and if I ever want, I can just sit and talk about a particular set that I've got for hours.
And we will be doing more reviews as we go for the channel, but thanks for tuning in. We're sorry about the inconsistency, but we also game and do other stuff, and we may start talking about gaming because that is part of media, so we may start bringing you more gaming.
The thing with video games nowadays, at least, is a lot of the stuff is we buy digital.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to buy digital than try and
they're not really selling a lot of the games now physically.
Exactly. So I've got quite the physical collection down here. I have 2 TV stands in my living room. One's got the TV stand and my TV and the Xbox and all my gaming consoles. And the other one has my chess set up on it.
Heck yeah.
And on the side.
Do you think it's gonna play exactly like Wizard's Chess.
That is one set that is on my to-get list. It is
I have
in
it.
my Amazon cart.
I have it. I love it.
But on the sides of the ones where my chess set is, it's got the shelves on the sides, is where I store my video games. And I've pretty much filled up both sides of that with games.
I will say before we end this, Blu-rays to me are the best of both worlds because they take up less space than DVDs, but you have better picture, better audio quality in the best of both worlds. Because typically Blu-rays, you get more bonus features,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not doing as many transfers. Like I said before, 4Ks tend to sometimes have problems with it not looking real because of the way they did the transfer. With
Mhm.
Blu-rays, I've never noticed anything like that. The sound and picture
I
quality.
mean, the
are usually
4Ks
really
I
good.
watched with you, you have a Xbox Series X,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
a 4K player. You've got the 4K TV, so they look great.
Yeah, some
But
of
I
them
have
do.
heard in reviews some of them the transfer wasn't too good.
I've heard Lord of the Rings is kind of like that too.
I've heard mixed reviews about that one.
Yeah.
Some really good, some really bad. It's hard to tell if it's just the fans really like, oh my god, you need to get these. I bought them. It's like, yeah, I've got the 4Ks, but my target was that bonus disc. I'll admit it.
There you go. We are going to figure out lunch, and we will be bringing part 2 to you soon.
So, Fight Night, that's what's next, right?
Fright Night?
Not Fight Night, but Fear Street.
Fear Street will be coming to you soon. We are going to be watching the new one, Prom Queen. Somebody is killing the Prom Queen candidates. This is a whodunit slasher as opposed to the Unkillable Killers, which we will get to on this channel. But yeah, it just came out. We're going to get lunch, watch it, and we will be posting that to you soon. Any final thing to add about your first shelf here? Any final thoughts?
The only downside to organizing them like I have,
I like it.
oh, I love it because I'm able to walk over and grab it because I know basic release times. I know what shelf it's going to be on.
Right.
But when something like you buy like the Halloween box set, you have to shift everything.
I have to rearrange my set now, my collection now, because I've got double row on some and it's all out of order now. It was fine until I added more. So
Shifting them all over enough to fit the new items into their slots can be annoying. I didn't get that done until
we need to invent a spell that automatically organizes the way you
I
want it.
wish. I didn't get that all switched out until yesterday. No. Maybe it was yesterday or I did it recently. I know that because I wanted to have it all on the shelf when we did this.
Who are we talking to?
But yeah, I made sure that I got everything on my bookcase ready because we were planning on doing this video today. We didn't know how far we were going to get into it though.
Well, we got through part 1, which I think is good, and you got to tell people about a lot of great titles that you've collected over the years and stuff you grew up on.
Obviously, a lot of them are bigger name ones. People probably heard of them, but it's like I said, it's the ones I grew up with. When we hit my DVDs, then we'll get into something like, why do you have this? Because it was part of the box set and I wanted this movie.
Yeah, sometimes you find box sets for a really good deal and maybe you only want one film. I found though, like that vampire set I have, it came with 5 movies.
Oh yeah, but that's 5 good
But
movies.
all of them I like. One of them is more Magicians over.
Which one's that?
The one with Sebastian Stan, a group of kids that have.
Vampire's Assistant.
No. That's not Sebastian Stan. The one I'm talking about is a group of magicians that.
I'm trying to remember what's all in that box.
That are like brothers. There's John Carpenter's Vampires.
Good movie.
There's the original Fright Night.
Also good movie.
There's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Got it.
There is. I can't think of the other 2 films, but we'll get into that when we do my collection.
We will.
But John Carpenter's Vampires, in my opinion, is so underrated.
Yeah, a lot of those are.
But guys, this is it for us for part 1. So thank you for tuning in.
Stick around. Part 2 will be coming soon.
And remember, get your Halloween candy early. We're weird. Stay weird.
Yep. Bye.